Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
Enjoy Nighting Out.
And today we've landed right here in Queens, New York at Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Now, we're gonna go to one of my favorite attractions. Not really attraction, museum, since I've been a little kid. We're at the New York Hall of Science. You might be saying, what is the New York Hall of Science? Well, let me tell you. It's more of a children's themed science museum, but I'm a big kid, so is Joy, so it's perfect for us. Lots of hands-on exhibits. It's cool like that, and I like also because Flushing Meadows Corona Park was the site of 64-65 World's Fair, and the New York Hall of Science was the Hall of Science, same building, still standing since 64-65 World's Fair. One of the only attractions from the World's Fair that continued on. It shut down, was renovated a few times. In fact, it just reopened from renovation. It shut down 2 years ago from when the world shut down, but then it reopened in Hurricane Ida last year. Caused major flooding and it shut down again, so it's our first time back in a while actually. So we wanted to come check it out, bring you all along with us to share the experience. So step right up, let's go for this ride. There is some outdoor playground stuff, but the time we're filming this now is still just really early in April, and the outdoor stuff isn't open yet for the seasonal stuff, but inside is. So, and that's what we came here really to see. The outside, there's a children's playground, which is definitely more geared towards children. But here, we have the entrance to the Hall of Science. We enter in through the north wing. So the first exhibit is The Search for Life Beyond Earth. Touch a Mars rock. You don't have to tell me twice. Ooh. We actually have the Mars rover here. You could activate the Mars rover in this fake example of Mars. It looks like we're trying to see about microbes, this area. And it's nice because they have some reading material, then fun little activities for kids.
You grab one of those and then you push the blue button without touching the sides.
Oh, I touched the side. It's a tough game. And I was nervous. There was a guy pointing a gun at my head. Someone was a little green army man here. What is alive? Living things reproduce, living things use energy, living things evolve. Can you say what is alive? Mold is alive. What about seeds, Joy? Are they alive?
I would think so.
I'm gonna say no.
Oh. I said yes, and I pressed no for you.
You shouldn't listen to me. Is lichen alive?
What the heck is lichen?
The little stuff that grows on the plants. I'm gonna say yes.
The shell?
The shell is not alive.
A fossil?
Is not alive. Are fruit flies alive? I don't know. They might be dead in there, but
So then no.
I think they're alive. Yes, fruit flies are alive.
Not there.
Will we find life on Jupiter's moon Europa? On Earth, we find life deep underwater. What if we look underwater on an icy moon? I hope we do. And then there's fun little things that you can flip. Ooh.
Stuff like that.
Interesting. How much is each thing made up of water? Mushroom 90% water, cactus 85% water, tarantula 65% water, lizard 65% water, and a mouse 65% water. Oh, we should find out how much of me is water. You think I'm gonna fill the tube?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. I think I'm filling it, Joy. I'm at 16.
You got a lot of water.
A lot of water.
Wow. I had 7 gallons.
Very hydrated.
Uh-oh, you're about to max out the gallons.
Seriously, what?
I think I am at 15.9 is what it's saying it should be.
Wow, that's crazy. You're like fully at the top.
I'm full of water, that's why I always have to pee. We have a demonstration. This is the Alvin, an underwater sub, and they're collecting rocks underneath the ocean. Sand Pavilion. Now, when we were young coming to the Hall of Science, that North Wing didn't exist, we always would enter into the Central Pavilion.
Their Hurricane Ida filled the space below with several million gallons of water.
View the progress we're making on restoration until it's complete.
Wow.
So when we're here today, we definitely are having a lot smaller Hall of Science experience than we're used to. This is where we used to play with bubble machines. They'd have little terrariums, stuff along those sides. We gotta come back when Hurricane Ida renovations are done, because there's gonna be a lot more to this museum than there is right now. All the science experiments. Creating better zoo environments, talking about making...
Oh, like their play toys.
Yeah. Zoos provide their animals with toys, puzzles, and unusual food items to challenge them physically and mentally, to help them avoid boredom and relieve stress.
That's cute. That's supposed to be for like an otter feeder puzzle.
Otter has to figure out how to get through there to get his food. African gray here lived to be 30 years old. This is a replica of objects used in an experiment to test the cognitive and psychological skills of Alex, similar to the equipment used for testing young children's ability to form concepts of colors and shapes. Having the main hall closed definitely makes this museum a lot smaller, and the exhibits are done a lot differently now too. A lot more touchscreen stuff that was more interactive when we were kids.
Different brains of like the different animals. Like you have the crow, dog, dolphin. Oh, kind of like how the dolphins is like more...
The quadrants to it, yeah. Chimpanzee and human. And I have to tell you a story. When I was a kid, I was traumatized by the Hall of Science. I only have one thing that really creeps me out in this world, and it's eyeballs. When I was a kid, I came here with Cub Scouts, and they were watching a cow-eye dissection, and I had my eyes closed because it creeped me out. And my friend Kevin was like, "Joe, it's over, you could look." And I looked, and Kevin wasn't not being nice, and he was lying. It was not over. And ever since then, eyeballs creep me out. Oh, yeah.
It's like dinosaurs and birds or like mammals and stuff like that.
Why is a kiwi like a kiwi? Or how evolution works.
I was asking, did birds really come from big dinosaurs? No. Only the small ones.
How could a dinosaur evolve into a bird? They seem so different. Little changes led to big changes, step by step. Is evolution like tadpoles changing to frogs?
Oh, that's something else.
No, not really. Evolution happens over many, many generations. Individuals don't evolve, but over time, groups do. We're talking about birds. We have a kiwi. Then we have a fossil of a prehistoric bird. Who in the world can digest milk? I know I can. Blue, lactose tolerant. Red, lactose intolerant. Gray, not enough data. Wow, there's a lot of lactose intolerant regions. Obviously not everyone from those areas would be lactose intolerant, but a large percent would be. Do you have trouble digesting milk? I love milk, but it gives gas and stomach cramps. No, I do not. I drink it perfectly every day. Maybe it's because the chemicals in milk don't agree with our bellies. We're leaving evolution to mathematics. This is my speed. Cool models of like helixes. The abacus. Besides being a calculating machine, the abacus is a one-of-a-kind mathematical tool, a model for decimal arithmetic. We have one of those hanging up in our house. These are the kind of things I loved when I was a kid here. Celestial mechanics. Joy's just releasing more and more balls. And they let her. We got 3 in this. Planets and asteroids held by gravity of the sun move in space without friction. Each automatically falls into an orbit that balances its own energy. She's an analog computer. The surface has been shaped so that the spheres act much like planets around the sun. They also act like satellites moving around Earth, and like the electrons in a vacuum tube. I always liked the science about it, but as a kid I also liked watching the balls go around in circles, dropping in. I like how it looks like they pick up a lot more speed and you don't know if they're ever going to hit each other. We're almost there. It's like they were almost going in, they're like, nah, we changed our mind. Plato's problem. The problem is there a surface of minimum area spanning any given closed curve, and we have closed curves that we drop into the soapy mixture to find out how much of the area is covered. Ooh, Joy got a good one. They still have it. The cow's eye dissection still trying to give me nightmares. We saw what was in the central pavilion. Now it's time to go to the Great Hall. Now I personally feel that this building itself is a cool exhibit within itself. Wait till you see this view. Just to give you a view of how beautiful inside this building is. It's so beautiful. Have an interactive waterfall, but when you realize how high these ceilings are going, I don't know. When they built this for the 64-65 World's Fair, this must have been amazing. Which is crazy because you would think a building this tall would have other floors, but no, it's just this grand room, which now is a virtual rainforest, which you can play, plant seeds, chop trees, move water, play. That hall really is great. We have the happiness experiment. You can learn different happy words. So in Hebrew, it's nashek. So you can learn different languages.
Frisson.
Frisson.
Frisson is a noun in French. A sudden feeling of thrill of excitement is frisson.
And broken.
Which is
Just
funny.
like that.
Which is just like that. The one that's not saying the word is a method for repair. How ironic. It's cool, drawing about perspective. It's your happiness. It's all about your perspective of the situation. So here we have this chaos wall, but then when you look through the different color panes, you only see more or less that color to see what's happening. It's filtering out some. So like you see here, all the reds, they're filtered out. Here we're gonna filter out the dog walker and the skater. Watch, they're gonna go away. They're gone. Notice the color changes. Does your mood change with the color dry?
Yeah. The blue and I kind of like the orange. It's got a nice, like, warm glow. No, this just makes me laugh even more. If only you could see this. He's just going backwards in this whole thing.
Is laughter really contagious? Yep, research has found that people are more likely to laugh out loud when they are in groups. Which doesn't make you smile. That one made me smile. People have three basic lamps: high-pitched song-like laughs, snort-like laughs made through the nose, and grunts-like laughs through the mouth. I am high-pitched. Joy's a little bit of a snorter. Joy is now forest bathing. When you can't make it to a forest or park, houseplants can provide some of the benefits of forest bathing. Take a deep breath. Clear your mind. Notice the light, the smell, the sound. Climbing show you how you get happy from exercise. Because of the times, how do you express your emotions when wearing a mask? Watch. Angry. Surprised. Confused. Have you ever wondered what the back of theatrical film or television sets look like? You may notice these wooden structures on the roof. These structures are built as flats, which are panels that make up a stage set. And they look like some sort of fish or eels that are those flats. We're in one of the galleries. Acrylic on plywood. That was called Roommates by Shanna Siegel, the thing we were looking at out the other window before. Kiln-formed glass, acrylic paint, metallic pigment. These are cool looking.
I really like this one.
Rainbowish circle.
Yeah, cute.
Oh, actually it's called Rainbow Halo. This is crazy perspective. That's actually found dollhouse furniture with wax. It looks like a full chair. Looking at a cool sculpture out of glass, copper, and some wiring. This is the room when we first entered the museum, when we paid for admission. We're right now on the second floor. Ticket test is down there. But we wanted to come to the second floor to look at the sculpture. And around the edge of this upper level, it's interesting, at 295 degrees, Central Park Reservoir. And if you look in, it's a lamppost. Or like at 290, the Metropolitan Museum. And you can see part of the ceiling in the Met. City Island, Long Island Sound. I love getting seafood there. You can see because of all the water. You can see that hurricane really did damage. That whole museum used to be open for you to go explore, play. You see the color areas, those are the only things that really have any exhibits in them right now. That's like less than half of this museum was open for us. I mean, mind you, this is still one of my favorite museums in all of New York City and that I've ever been to. But we gotta definitely come back when it's fully opening. So we've done the Hall of Science. Like I said, it's not fully open. We're definitely gonna come back when it's fully open, do it again. But the science we did get, that science made me hungry.
That's human anatomy and physiology.
Yeah, so there's a spot a few blocks away. I think we're gonna go get some dessert. And it's actually a filming location. We'll tell you more when we get there. I'm trying to show you some of the outdoor areas, but there's a lot of construction. But one of my favorite things is KIG. Is the rockets outside the Hall of Science. I remember driving by them when I was young going like, why do we don't have a space launch program here when I was like 4 or 5, wondering why we had some replicas like early early US NASA rockets. But I think it's cool that they're here. We just walked around the back of the Hall of Science just to show you how beautiful the building actually is. Inside that area, structure right there, is where we're looking at the Great Hall, looking up at the ceilings and the walls with all the lights shining through the glass in the walls, looking blue colored. Always is one of my favorite buildings in New York City. It's such a weird building, and like I was saying inside, it's crazy that there's not different floors in that's just a big, giant open space. We left the Hall of Science just one block down 52nd Avenue to a tasty treat. And there's our treat, the Lemon Ice King of Corona. Oh yeah, when you think of New York, you think of Italian ices, and we are walked over 1 block from Flushing Meadows Corona Park to the area of Corona, Queens, and there is the Lemon Ice King of Corona. I love this for a few reasons. One, the Italian ices are delicious. Now, the ices are so delicious that when me and Joy got married in 2013, the one thing I said I want to make sure we have at our wedding was a pig roast. That didn't happen. So the second thing was lemon ices from the Lemon Ice King Corona. So we actually came here the day before with 2 giant tubs of Italian ices, and we had it at the Coney Island Sideshow for our wedding. The other reason I love it is a filming location from a show that I loved very much so, The King of Queens. Now, I've been a fan of King of Queens since it started. See, I always liked Leah Remini since I was a little younger, and Saved by the Bell season 3, she worked at Malibu Sands Beach Club as her name was Stacy. And since that season, Zach Morris had a crush on her, and I might have too. And since then, whenever she was in something, we watched it. So when I saw My Lemon Ice King Corona in the opening sequence of King of Queens, it was a show for me. We're gonna line up the shot. You see there's Kevin James and Leah Remini in the opening sequence, the King of Queens getting their Italian ices. We were gonna reenact it, but Kevin James drops his Italian ice on the ground, and then he goes back for another. I'm not gonna drop my Italian ice on the ground, so we're gonna skip that. But you see the shot, you see the awning. They would have been standing right here getting that shot. There's the window that they were getting Italian ices, and we're gonna get Italian ices from there right now too. You see all the flavors to choose from. I'm getting a cherry and a watermelon, and Joy's getting a strawberry banana. And fruit, there it is. Ices with real pieces of fruit in it. Now, if you get it, they don't mix the flavors, so you can't get a large with 2 flavors. What you're getting is the flavor you're getting. So that's why I wanted to get a little bit of watermelon, so I got a small, but my main flavor, that's cherry. That's one of the flavors that we brought to our wedding. I mean, I know I should get a lemon ice because it's a Lemon Ice King Corona, but I like cherry. The lemon is delicious too. Everything I have here is delicious. When I was a little kid, I used to get a chocolate chip one. Oh, I loved it. I'm curious about this mint chocolate chip. Look how beautiful the coloring on Joy's strawberry banana is.
I think we're gonna have to travel here.
Yeah, this is my favorite Italian ices. Here's my watermelon, and look at my cherry. You see that? Where it looks like pieces of ice. That's not pieces of ice. That's actually chunks of real cherries. These things are out of this world. They're delicious. So, quick story. Little boy Joe, probably about 4 or 5. My Uncle Charlie, one of the greatest people in this whole entire world, watched me while my mom and dad went to Canada for a wedding. And that's the first time he ever took me here. I remember the watermelon then. They didn't have seedless watermelons back in the early 80s, or at least I didn't know. So the watermelon actually had watermelon pits in it. And I thought it was the coolest thing. Now there's seedless watermelons in it, so seedless watermelon ice. But cherry, at least you still see all that cherry in it. It brings me back to being a kid in the summer. I know I'm bundled up, it's starting to rain now, but as a little kid, come here every summer, getting Italian ices. I love this spot so much. And if you're going to the Hall of Science or Flushing Meadows Corona Park or the Queens Zoo, it's a block away. Walk the 1 block. Come get Italian ices. So there you have it, folks. We showed you the New York Hall of Science. Then we came here, got one of my favorite treats, Lemon Ice King of Corona. which definitely come do if you're going to Flushing Meadows Park to go to the Hall of Science, the zoo, or any other thing there. But I think we could call it for now.
I think so.
Hall of Science and lemon ice king Corona. Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels
Good eats.
and live life. I remember she's like, I want one taste of your cherry, Joe. It's like, I'm still contemplating. Do I like it?
Do I like it? Let me try it again.
It's okay, because see that strawberry banana over there? I'm about to try that.